Hey guys, Silverbeam of Silverbeam Creations here. We're testing this out here on YouTube, going live, but basically just wanted a video to show you some of the process that I go into making these magic circles. So they're really kind of a lot of fun. As you can see, I've got these little tokens. And all sorts of colors and sizes and things. And I've got like a whole bunch that I've got going that I've made. These are being made for my subscription boxes. I do tabletop RPG subscription boxes and a variety of sizes and types of different boxes with different price points to suit all of your role playing needs at the table. That's things for games like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, and all sorts of things, but mainly fantasy based. So, I'm making these for my boxes this month because we've got the theme of magic. You can still sign up for my boxes. There will be a link in the down below in the description of the video, or you can go to Cratejoy and look for Silverbeam Creations. You can find it there. But thanks to all of those who are subscribers and do help me out, and so that I can create awesome, fun stuff for all of your epic adventures. So let's go over what I got. So first off, I have my mold. This is a 1-inch disc mold that I got on Etsy, but you can use pretty much anything. Like my original bases, I had like a little cup, like a little bitty itty sippy cup that I used that was like about that big, and I just used that. Obviously, didn't last very long, but I made a good 10 bases out of that. You can get different transfer papers, like this one's got the nice hollow effect there. Um, I got this off of a Chinese wholesale place, but you can probably find it if you look around. Just look for magic circles on transparency paper or the like. And, or you can use stickers or really just whatever you like. Print something out. Of course, obviously, you'll have paper and whatnot, but make sure to do a good test to make sure that ink and things that when you add the resin, it doesn't smudge or get destroyed. You will, of course, need some UV curable resin for crafting kind of resin for jewelry and the such. There's lots of different brands out there. They didn't used to be, but now it's like all over the place. It's become very popular. And then, of course, you'll need glitter and things. You can. Whoop, sorry about that. Didn't mean to shake the world, but I've got glow in the dark sort of particles and glitter, different pigments that I have. I actually got these. These are for my 3D printer UV resin to color and whatnot, but it's a liquid dyes and colors for resin. Any of those should work, but again, make sure you test out. And then I've got all sorts of different things. But so basically, let's go ahead and make one real quick. I'm gonna put in a little bit of resin. I actually put a little bit more than I normally do. I just need a drop. And then pretty much just stick. Again, sorry if I bump the camera. It's like right in front of me, so I'm kind of working around it. Not the best setup. And then I'm going to use Toothpicks are going to be your friend. Toothpicks and Q-tips. And then I just make sure that it's flat. Let me go ahead and add fill up to the top. Try not to go over, because you kind of want more of a flat surface rather than a dome. And then you can see over here, I have just like a plastic lunch bag. And then I put some of my dyes down, my liquid dyes, so that I can just scoop up a little bit of color. And then I just add that, swirl it around, go back and forth, and just get a shape you like. Of course, you can add any sort of glitters or glow in the dark stuff as well. This one is unintentionally going Halloween themed. I chose black and orange at random, so we'll go with it. A little bit of glitter, probably too much, but you never know. Is there really such a thing as too much glitter? You should probably add your glitter and stuff before you do your swirls, because my swirls will obviously be affected as I try to get the glitter and things in. Now this is UV curable, so you do want to keep in mind that you don't want to add too much pigments, make it too opaque, solid, so that the light can penetrate all the way through to cure it. I've got you can kind of see the edge here, but I've got a sort of a nail salon little UV lamp. You can of course also get a UV flashlight, and I actually like to use it before I use my lamp. I just kind of go around, try to get some angles, and I cure it for 10-20 seconds so that when I move it to my lamp, things don't shift. Now, if you made a mess around the edge of your mold with your resin and stuff, that's where your Q-tip comes in handy, or if you put in too many pigments and you don't like it, or you can use a Q-tip to kind of scoop out some of the resin, or to wipe the sides and the top, or the top edges. Now, there is some gases released when you cure it, so make sure you're in a well ventilated room, or that you use some kind of respiratory mask that works with gases, not just particles. And then we wait a good 20-30 seconds, and then I rotate it 90 degrees or so, just to make sure that there's not any, that I'm getting all of the edges and the walls. you can pop out them one. If the edges need a little bit of cleanup, you can use a little bit of sandpaper or a Dremel. And then just kind of clean up the edges. Or if they're a little sharp and you want a little bit more of a bevel, you can do this as well. Probably not speaking loud enough to go over the Dremel. You just clean up your edges like so. Or if you want to give it more of a bevel, you can clean that up. And then take a paper towel with a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it. Clean off the resin particles. Or sawdust kind of thing. Give it a good dry. Give it a good dry. So clean up the edges. Dry it. And then you can put a drop of your resin down on your sheet. And then just try not to touch the edge. Just roll it around. Or you could use a brush or a Q-tip or whatever to coat it on. But just get your edges so that we don't have that rough, sanded and then cure it. I also recommend putting a plastic sheet down in your, if you use the nail salon or whatever to cure, so that if it gets stuck to, so if we have any drippage, it doesn't get stuck to the bottom of your nail UV light surface, and then you can just peel it off the plastic. Let's see how the one we were making did. Let me get the camera to focus. Your camera. No, it doesn't want to. And then pull that out. There's a little bit of residue on the bottom, so I'm going to stick that back into the UV light. Or another. I'll stick that back under the UV light for another couple of minutes to make sure that it's fully cured, especially since there was a little bit down at the bottom. That way we can flip it and make sure it's all done. But that's how I make them. I'm also working on some potions as well with similar method pretty much. But hope you enjoyed it, and hope this video works and everything. And please feel free to check me out at Cratejoy. That's Silverbeam Creations on Cratejoy. You can also find me on Instagram with Silverbeam Creations.
and on Facebook. Thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you have an epic adventure.